Hi. Thanks for tuning in to the 2020 Connect Finals. My name is Michael Christensen, and I'm the Connect Director. Okay, so this is our first time hosting the Connect Finals over video live stream, and even though it is a hybrid event and we're going to be going back and forth between our online streaming and the gallery, it is also not a ticketed affair. So it has been, or rather as it has been in years past. I'm off to a good start. Sorry about that. So if you can donate towards our $4,000 artist grant, we would be most grateful to you. Also, please keep in mind that voting opened at 6:30 p.m. and it will be closing at 8 p.m. sharp. Okay, so I'll give you kind of a quick walkthrough of what we're going to be doing tonight. So first, I'm going to be kind of taking everyone through the voting process. I'll be sharing my screen here so I can kind of give you a feel for how that works. Then I'll be turning it over to Derek Dyer, who is the Executive Director of the Utah Arts Alliance. He'll be talking about the Utah Arts Alliance and a little bit about Connect. Then we'll go over to Mark Putcher, the Connect Coordinator. He's at the gallery currently, and he'll do some live interviews with the artists at the gallery. Then I'll give a brief word about the Connect Film Program, which we're going to be launching in 2021. And then we'll be throwing it over to Justice Morath and Amanda Clancy, I believe is their last name, from Steampunk Academy, who will give a thoughtful presentation on how they're working, or how working artists are working with in the medical field. Boy, I hope you do a better job than I do, Derek. This is lovely. Then next we'll hear from artist Reynolds Dominguez, who will discuss our new artist mentorship program. Then we'll come back here with a few words from my father, who has attended every live event since 2020. And then finally, we'll go over to Lindsay Homestead, the Connect Finals coordinator, and announce the voting results of tonight and determine how the $4,000 artist grant will be split. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen, and we're going to go over to the website, and I'll walk you through how the voting will work. Okay, and I believe it's working right now. So on our website, connectforart.org/vote-now-finals, you'll be able to see the voting ballot here on the left, and the live video stream YouTube link, which I understand might not be working for you, but we are screening on YouTube, so you can catch this if you join our YouTube or Facebook. And then down here we have our artist selections with the artist, or rather the name of the piece, the voting number, the image of the piece, and yeah, and then you will take that voting number, plug it into here, so I won't play any favorites here, but let's say that I wanted to vote for 19. Click 19, and then so forth, and then finally you would submit. And that is how you submit a ballot. So I'm going to stop sharing and go back over to, StreamYard here. So lastly, we have, okay. So finally, I'd like to thank everyone for joining us here tonight. It has been an exciting challenge to step up outside of our comfort zone and rethink years of our programming. A very special thanks to Lindsay Homestead, who has been the chief architect of our hybrid event tonight, and to Mark Putcher, who has been host and coordinator of our monthly events. Thanks to Mike DeCano, our tech manager, for making our online event possible. And I apologize, Mike, for not getting you the info you need to do the live stream properly on the website, but we'll get there. Jonathan King for making all of our live streaming backend possible and successful. Sky Hatter for being our event photographer. And of course, thanks to Derek Dyer for making the $4,000 artist grant possible. If you do happen to win the artist grant, I highly recommend that you reach out to Derek and thank him for that. All right, so thanks for letting us be a part of this vibrant arts community, and I'm excited for years of Connect Art showcases to come. With that, I gladly give the ball over to Derek. Derek?
Thank you, Michael. And I think you did smashingly. Good job. Thank you very much. So we're very excited to be here. So on behalf of the board of directors, our staff, our volunteer community, our sponsors, everyone that makes up the Utah Arts Alliance community, we would like to welcome you to the 10th annual Connect Finals. So not only is this a virtual event, but it's also an important anniversary for this important program. So Connect, of course, is one of the signature programs of the Utah Arts Alliance. It's very unique in the sense that we created this. It's not based on any other similar programs. This is something that the Utah Arts Alliance created from scratch. And so we did it because we saw that there was a big need in our community for artists to be able to connect with each other, connect their art to the community, and also get an opportunity to receive some special funding. So we are very happy to be here. The Utah Arts Alliance was founded in 2003 with the mission of fostering the arts in all forms in order to create an aware, empowered, and connected community. And so here we are. Connect is a great example of how we're fulfilling that mission, connecting our community together and connecting artists to the community. Some of the other programs that the Utah Arts Alliance does includes our cultural facilities, which includes Dreamscapes, the SLC Arts Hub, Counterpoint Studios, which is our music recording studio in South Salt Lake, the Urban Arts Gallery, where we're going to be hosting a lot of tonight's activities, and also the new Alliance Theater that we're opening in the next couple weeks. And so keep an eye open for that. And then we're also excited to welcome everyone to the new Art Castle that we will be opening in 2021. So that is a very, very exciting project, and we're excited to share a little bit more with that with everyone as soon as we're able to open that. The Utah Arts Alliance also does a lot of big community events, and so we serve the community through the Urban Arts Festival, Illuminate, which is Utah's light art and creative technology festival, as well as Mural Fest that we throw in collaboration with South Salt Lake City Arts Council. We also run KUAA, which is 99.9 FM. If you haven't tuned in before, you definitely should. If you have, then you know it's a great radio station, and you probably won't ever change the dial again. KUAA is a multicultural, multilingual radio station headed up by Bad Brad Wheeler, and he does a great job of programming that station, and all of the DJs are amazing. But of course, we're here tonight for Connect, one of our signature programs. Like I said, Connect does a great job of connecting artists to the community, to each other, helps them succeed in their creative endeavors. Over the last 10 years, we've seen artists start at Connect and go on to make their art creation their full-time jobs. We've seen this over and over again. So this is a successful program that has changed our community and created livelihood for many different artists. So if you'd like to learn more about the many programs of the Utah Arts Alliance or get involved, there's a lot of opportunities to get involved with the Utah Arts Alliance. You can always visit utaharts.org, easy website to remember. So please reach out to us, get involved with the organization, and we would love to connect with you. So without further ado, we'd like to welcome you to tonight's virtual Connect event. And with that, I will hand it over to Mark at the Urban Arts Gallery.
Thank you, Derek, and thanks for all you do. This is all made possible by the Utah Art Alliance and a bunch of wonderful people that are so talented. Before we get started, I want to recognize one of them. This year has been different for all of us, and it made it so we had this type of virtual event, and it's really made possible by a lot of people. But Lindsay, we want to take a moment and thank you. Michael and I talked earlier, and we know that this would not happen tonight if it wasn't for this young lady. And so,
thank you, you've been beautiful.
There you go. Thank you so much. And also, before we get started, too, you should be seeing across the bottom of your screen. Connect is sponsored by the Art Alliance, and Derek and this team has made it possible for this grant money. But anything you can do to help would be wonderful. And so if you text UAA Connect to 44321 as you see, those funds, whether it's $5, $10, whatever you have to help us with, will help to sponsor this kind of event and these things to support the arts. So let's get started. Our first artist is Elena Butcher. And why don't you tell us, introduce yourself, introduce your piece, tell us what inspired it, and anything you want to share about it.
Thank you. Hi, my name is Elena Butcher. I was inspired to do this painting from a vacation photo that somebody I know took, and it was so vibrant and I was just crossing my fingers and hoping I could get the lightness and the contrast, and I just wanted to make a beautiful sunset come to life. So this is acrylic on canvas. And, yeah, hope I did it justice.
Thank you, Elena. Congratulations for being part of the finals.
Hi, my name is Amy Dolan. My painting is Aspen Grove. With this painting, I was really focused on challenging myself and confronting my fear of color. I wanted to work really intuitively and have a lot of abstract elements as well as some realistic ones. So with this, I just grabbed like all my brightest colors that I thought worked well together, and just poured them all over and worked really quickly. I didn't want to spend too much time in any one area. And so the background's abstract, and then I have the aspen trees, where I love the mountains and hiking, and I just love to bring nature into my house and into other people's homes. So I painted the aspen trees. They're a little more realistic. So it was really about confronting my fear. I challenged myself. I wanted to infuse my work with more life, joy. I just was feeling a little uninspired, so I was just like, I just want to work intuitively and not spend too much time in any one area, and just to let my work breathe and have freedom, which I do feel like I accomplished. And it also really inspired like a whole series of this type of working where I just have like all these bright colors and it's just so much fun. And then I have like a realistic element mixed in there with it. So that's my story with the Aspen Grove. Thank you so much.
All right, our next artist is Alex Gregory. She has been part of Connect for quite some time now. I don't know if she still does, she'll introduce herself, but she does art for a living and as a tattoo artist, I believe. And Alex, you want to kind of talk about your piece, what inspired it?
Thanks. This piece was actually inspired by my first trip to Antelope Island last year. And traditionally I would paint something like this on canvas or a panel, flat, square, 2D, but I really wanted to try to bring a more sculptural element into my work, and more of like a fake taxidermy kind of bust hang on the wall. So this is actually 5 separate layers of hand cut with a jigsaw wood, assembled, put together, painted, and then the eyeballs and this little lotus flower thing on the front is poured resin with glitter and then black clay glow in the dark reactive pigment. And that's what it is.
It's absolutely wonderful. Thank you and congratulations. Now we're going to do watching the video with Bailey after.
My submission for this year's gala is a part of my Fragile theme collection, which talks about living with chronic illness as a young person. I went undiagnosed for most of my childhood up until the age of 18. Adjusting to life with illness has been anything but easy. I often find myself struggling how to communicate verbally how I feel, so I paint. But no one really talks about the toll it takes on a person to wake up sick every day, to feel so impermanent, fragile, and vulnerable that they're just waiting for the next bit of bad news. So I hope by sharing this collection, I can help others feel a little less alone in their struggles with illness.
All right, here we go with Pamela Bourne, an amazing photographer. She's been with Connect for a couple of years now and has been out to a number of events this year. Emily, congratulations. Want to talk about your piece?
Sure. Hi, I'm Emily Bourne. This piece was inspired by Miss Havisham from Charles Dickens' Great Expectations. And if you don't know that story, she was a jilted bride. She was left at the altar, and she basically kept all of her wedding things and lived in her wedding dress for the rest of her life. And I wanted to capture
kind of just that darkness and that depression of holding on to those awful, terrible feelings for her entire life. She's a very tragic character, and yeah, I think it's something that we can all learn from. But yeah, usually I do composite photography, but this one was all. This is all just one picture. We got the dress and dressed the set, and everything is exactly as it is. So, thank you.
Wonderful story.
Hi, my name is Moniz Williams, and I am an artist located in Kaysville, Utah. Today, I want to talk a little bit more about my piece here. It is titled The Representation of Ishtar. I wanted to give you just a little brief backstory on who Ishtar is and the importance of why I chose to represent her the way that I did. Ishtar is a Mesopotamian goddess who is associated with love and war. She is known as one of the first deities that we have written evidence for back in 400 BCC. She is actually one of the first people to influence later goddesses such as Aphrodite. She was known as a fertility figure due to her young age and is known for being beautiful yet impulsive. Her popularity was universal in the ancient Middle East, and in some myths was even known as the Queen of the Universe. So, why did I choose to do a representation of her? With the recent pandemic and things going on with the Black Lives Matter movement, I wanted to show a Black woman as a symbol of power. I also chose to do her with black skin to embrace that part of my own heritage. I love the fact that she is a symbol of power and influence, and I hope that every time that I go and look at my picture, I can remember that, and remember that I too can be a powerful woman, and I can be a great influencer, and I have a choice with how I choose to represent and show my art to influence others. And I hope that as I continue to grow in my artistic career, that I continue to remember that and remember the influence that I can have with my pieces and embrace that completely. Thank you again. I hope you guys enjoy my piece, and good luck to all of the other artists in the competition.
Oh, wonderful. Congratulations to Mo. Now we have an artist, Garnett Wyatt, has been with Connect for a little over 2 years now. And it's been fun to watch his art blossom. And he's got a unique series that this piece is a part of. I'll let you tell us more about it.
Hi. So beginning part of the year, there was an artist that taped a banana to a wall. I thought to myself, you know what? I want to tape a banana to the most famous face in all of art, and that's kind of what I did. I also wanted to show off the texture you can do with colored pencil, and this sort of turned into a series I'm doing called the Attachment Series, where I tape or attach an object to a painting and to create something new. So I was thinking about what this meant, and I was thinking it represents a question: is art a joke? Is art what does art mean? Is art a banana taped to a wall, or is art a painting hanging in the Louvre, or somewhere in between? And that's what I want people to, when they see this piece, to think about. So, thank you.
Congratulations. We're now going to have a video.
Hi, my name is Pamela Robbins. I'm an artist in Draper, Utah. The piece that I submitted tonight is called The Belly Dancer. I enjoy working with the figure and trying to show the figure in motion to create the illusion of movement on a 2D surface from a 3D object is fascinating and challenging for me. The belly dancer and belly dancing has a lot of stories of origin, and contrary to popular belief, one of those stories is about female empowerment. So I thought that resonated, and then to take this figure and trying to show it in motion on that 2D flat surface. I find that challenging, and I hope you enjoy my piece, and good luck to everybody tonight. Thank you.
Congratulations, Pamela. Pamela is also one of our mentor leadership coming from 2021. You'll find more about that in just a little bit. Haley, Bruno, congratulations. Would you come up and share and talk about your piece with us? Amazing.
Absolutely. Hello. Okay. So in thinking about what I wanted to say tonight, I decided that I want to talk about what I've learned from making this piece, because in the last year, this has kind of been a piece that's been sitting in the corner of my house, and I'd add to it, and then I'd stop, and then I'd add to it every now and then. And I didn't understand really what it meant until I was completely done with it. And this piece is titled Sweeter Than Milk. And the one sentence synopsis that I wrote for it is pain as an invitation to consciousness, an initiation into presence. And I don't even really know what I mean by that when I say it. I'm kind of like drifting through this disembodied world of language and symbols and things like that. But what I think I mean is that there's a very specific moment when pain hits you, and I've symbolically represented that by the character tasting blood for the first time in her perfect heaven world. And at that moment, when she becomes aware of something other than mother's milk or the nectar of heaven, there's a moment where she connects through her eyes to the viewer, and she's fully present, even though there's looming threat like this serpent, the dragon of chaos that I have in this painting. In this one moment, she's present there. And I also have this cross that I put there, and in this symbolic world that I'm interested in, the cross represents kind of like a moment in time where the point of suffering is the center. It's also like the heart center. It's a present moment. And so when I think of like being on fire, you're not thinking about the past, you're not thinking about the future, you're right there. And so in this painting, that I think is what I learned, is that pain brings you to awareness, and that can make it bearable because you're alive, because you're present. Thank you.
Wonderful piece and message. And I will hear from Reynolds on video.
I'm Reynolds Dominguez. I was raised and educated in Utah, and I've been an artist for as long as I can remember. I've worked in a multitude of mediums, my favorite being softcore colored pencils. My style varies from classical realism to impressionism, and I love learning new things. My art reveals who I am at the core. Creating is like breathing to me. It encourages my well-being. I can't not create, and I find inspiration everywhere and love my life as an artist. My year-end submission piece is entitled Emma. It's a 16 by 20 done in softcore colored pencils on a museum quality board. And my muse is Emma Goldgar, who I find to be a beautiful soul wrapped in a beautiful casing. She inspires me, as well as other artists just like her. I thank her for her inspiration, and I thank you for this opportunity.
All right, Reynolds, we love you. We appreciate it. She's set up the mentorship program. She'll talk to us about in a little while. Amazing artist. And now we have the privilege to hear from Jamie Reynolds, and she can talk to us about her piece, what inspires you, and congratulations on.
Thank you. So this is done in a trash focus style. It's kind of messy and chaotic, but there's also a beauty within. The name of my painting is called Serenity Within the Chaos. It kind of just represents life in general this year. I think a lot of us have experienced a lot of chaos, a lot of changes going on in our life. My own personal life is getting quite a mess. And this kind of just represents a lot of what I was feeling, but I'm sure a lot of other people can come up with a lot of feelings out of this piece as well. There's also kind of a peace and an acceptance in life of just kind of accepting the fate, things that we've been handed to. So kind of just a representation for me of kind of my year I've been through with my family and our own personal things that we're dealing with. Thank you.
Wonderful piece. Now you bear with us a little bit. We're going to move around the gallery some. We're going to hear from Jeremy, and he has an amazing form of work he does with light and imagery, and he'll talk to you about that.
Cool, thanks. So the artwork that I produce uses various techniques and hand tools to etch metal in a way that it bends the light as the viewer moves across the plane. And it produces a lot of depth, even though this is, maybe a quarter of an inch thick, but it gives a lot of depth as you move across and interact with the art. The previous piece I did to this was called Emotions, and I wanted to kind of explore beyond that. And so this piece, as I was prototyping it, I put it in front of different people, and they would see it and they would interact with it, and I'd ask them what they, what jumped out to them first. Was it the structure, the squares, pieces, or was it the color? And it was really interesting to see and hear the differences, where some people would say, oh my gosh, the colors are amazing, or some people say, oh, the squares are really hypnotic, and they really jump out to me. And so the whole right brain, left brain differences of people became obvious as I started creating this. So this one I entitled Passion, and the passion that I wanted to put into this was everything that comes along with that word, the anger, love, joy, happiness, everything that you might feel coming out of this piece as you look at it. And it's kind of hard to see here, but as you view it actually interacts with you. And so there's an interactivity that comes into play as you view this piece, which is it's kind of a unique medium that I've been doing for 2 years now. Yeah, about 2 years now. So it's been really fun. I had a lot of fun with this piece. It's probably one of my favorites.
Awesome, Jeremy. We love your work. Congratulations. We're going to now hear from Jim Long. He's got a unique concept of art. Jim utilizes light and imagery, and I will let him share. And congratulations for being part of the fund.
I became involved with Connect Online earlier this year as I was researching the ability to market my art. You might have heard that old 10cc song, art for art's sake, money for God's sake. Well, I was learning about some different methods, and Connect Online was a perfect solution to getting some exposure and meeting the right people who have already been down this path. So what I have is an interactive type of art, and it will change colors, and there are shapes that appear and disappear as one puts a polarizing filter in front of the art. This happens to be a Gustav Klimt piece of work, and here this lady goes into the concentration camp with a bunch of other ladies, and oh my gosh, and we have to bomb Berlin, and here we are on the air with the Nuremberg trial, and it's over. And so what you should do is, you should grab one of these viewers and check it out. The picturesque word in my elevator speech is much like a stained glass piece. And the benefit that my art provides is that it will give you these brilliant colors. Forgive the light panel, because this really belongs in a sunlit window. And what you have are fantastic colors without an electronic device. And thus, my goal is to market this product. I know it sounds like Shark Tank, doesn't it? Well, I'm going to market this with the idea that children can enjoy this and still avoid the electronic devices that surround them. I hope you have time to take a look at it and have that interactive experience. Thank you very much. There you go. Oh. Well, it's yeah, it requires if you put this in front of the lens.
Yeah, try it.
Where's the lens?
That side, yep.
It is.
That's working. Yeah.
Oh, there it is. Without impunity.
Thanks again. That's wonderful. Lori Buckley is our next guest, and congratulations on being a finalist in Connect and being a part. And we'd love to hear about the inspiration and about your work.
This is my piece. It's ink on UFO paper and also worked with a calligraphy pen. And it's inspired by the ephemeral and fleeting nature beauty that we see in nature. And I really just am really drawn to more abstract works and the unpredictableness that working with inks gives me. I used to work a lot in just regular painting, acrylics, and the really specific and regimented printmaking with woodcuts. You have to be so very careful, and I'm just really drawn to now this. You can't repeat these. You can't make two of them. They're one of a kind, and I really am just drawn to that, and I really feel that it's, you know, they're very ephemeral, they're very soft and flowy, and that's just what I'm working on right now, and that's what I'm drawn to.
Congratulations. Such amazing artwork and tough choices for all of you. Marianne Paradise, will you join me? Has been with Connect for a long time. She's awesome, wonderful human being. And I believe she's going to help us with our mentorship program also. So Marianne, want to talk about your piece and share the inspiration?
Hi, this is strange, but I got up one night because I'm just not sleeping well with the pandemic. And so in the wee morning hours, I went to my studio and I came up with this. It's the fluid painting, fluid acrylics. And my aunt, my father's sister, my father was an artist. She said, your colors play together like the colors of a butterfly's wings. And I thought that was about the best compliment a girl could ever get. And I love Connect. It got me brave enough to step out of my house, my cocoon, with my art. Thank you.
Thank you, Marianne. Congratulations. So we're just going to turn this around to reveal our last artist. Tyler has been with Connect some time. He's a young man that I know personally. He's a friend of mine, and I know he's had quite a bit of success in art. And we're proud to have you. Congratulations on being a finalist. Why don't you tell people about your piece?
Thank you, thank you. So I'll make this quick because I'm not really good at this. I have no idea where this inspiration came from. I took a piece of paper, I put some paint down, and it turned out to be a monster trapped in a frame. So other than that, it's open to your interpretation. And thank you guys so much.
Congratulations to everyone. You've made Connect such a great experience this year. All of you are so talented. We're going to go back to Michael now and
Oh golly, that was fantastic. Thank you so much for that, Mark. That was yeah, it makes me really sad that I'm not there. Okay, so with that, I will let's see. So voting again is open, and it will close at 8 p.m. Let's see. So now we're down to let's see. Okay, so real quick, I'd like to say a few words about Connect Film. So this next year, we're going to be releasing a program called Connect Film, and the goal of Connect Film is to accomplish for filmmakers a little bit what we've accomplished with visual artists. So let's see, we basically want to help filmmakers become experienced with showcasing their work, to interact with audiences and fellow filmmakers, as well as help them find opportunities, and kind of more importantly, hopefully build some real kind of friendships that we kind of saw out there this evening. So with that, I'd like to now introduce our guest speaker. We have Justice Morath, and we have Amanda. You're going to have to correct me on your last name, Amanda. I'm sorry.
You were close. It's Pluncy.
Okay, I think I was saying it with a C before. My apology. But yeah,
Everyone
so
got that wrong.
Steampunk Academy, they spoke at the Connect Finals last year. In similar vein, this year they're going to be back. They are back again, as you can plainly see, to discuss more examples of how work of artists is broadening out, how artist work is broadening out in the non-traditional fields. In this specific case, the medical industry. Now, if I botched that too bad, you can feel free to email me like poison or something, and I'll open it up and get poisoned. So. All right, so you guys are up, and I will leave it to you.
All right, well, hello, everyone. My name is Justice Morath, as Michael introduced me, and I am from Steampunk Academy, which is an organization here in Utah that we put on cool science, technology, engineering, art, and math events throughout the community, and we've been able to partner with the Utah Arts Alliance on a number of cool events and projects. But today I'm actually talking a little bit about a side project that I did with Amanda Pluncy here, where we were able to hire artists to do a really cool nationwide kind of science and medical communication project. And so if we can get yep, there we go. And Amanda will take it from here.
Yeah. Hi, so I'm Amanda Pluncy, and I'm actually up in Oregon. I'm not in Utah. Justice, and I work, I'm a scientist in pharmaceutical research and development. Justice and I got connected through a program called SciComm Make, which will give you a little bit more of the details at the end of presentation. But essentially, SciComm Make is a program. This was its inaugural year, but the plan is to continue it. And its goal is to pair up artists and scientists to help with a range of science communication projects. And you do not have to have any science background if you're coming from the art side of things, and as well as it's any medium, any style of art, because the various projects that get pitched are for span quite a wide range. So our particular project that we're going to present today was some digital art for the pharmaceutical industry. But if you are interested in participating in future SciComm Make events, it is not restricted to that type of art style. So with that, I'll get into our specific project that came out of this program called Decode RX. So as anyone who's ever gotten a prescription probably knows, the pharmaceutical world is rather confusing, especially for the people who need the information the most, the patients. So it's a confusing world. If you have ever watched a pharmaceutical commercial, you might think that that particular drug will miraculously cure you and simultaneously kill you. And then if you get a prescription, all of the important information that you really should read, it is your health after all, comes in a tiny, tiny little insert that's about size 2 font, full of jargon, and nobody can read it. So we wanted to help the patients get the information they need, but in an actual helpful way and fun and visually engaging. And that's where the art came in. So our idea was to use the pharmaceutical bags that you get with all your prescriptions as a communication tool itself. So there's always on those bags, there's usually just kind of an empty blank canvas, essentially. And we wanted to use that as a communication tool where we take some important information about pharmaceuticals and work with artists to come up with some designs to be placed on these baggies so that anyone picking up their prescription sees this art and gets some important information. So one really important thing about any science communication project is making sure that the information that you're sending out there is correct. So before we started to work with artists, if you want to go to the next slide. Oh, sorry, I missed a slide. Anyways, we came up with, for this pilot program, we're hoping to expand it a little bit more, but we came up with 4 unique sticker designs. And if you go to our website, you can see these a little bit more in detail. But we really wanted to work with a variety of artists with a lot of different styles. And this is our 4 designs that we came up with. And then Justice is going to talk a little bit more in depth about the project and opportunities for you all as artists.
Yeah, so these are the 4 stickers that we put on pharmaceutical bags with a pharmacy that is partnering with us in Cottonwood Heights here in Utah. If you know anyone in that happens to work at or run a pharmacy, we're looking for more pharmacies to work with too, so feel free to reach out. But so you can see these stickers and someone gets it literally handed to them, and then they can read the fun comic about side effects or what the ingredients are for. And then they can go to our website if they want to get a little bit more of a deeper dive. And so if you say go to decoderx.org, you can click on all the different sticker designs that we currently have, all 4. And then also if you click on any of the stickers, it'll show the sticker. Like this one was from Sam Mandalay, who we were able to actually get recruited through the Utah Arts Alliance artist newsletter. So thank you for that. And we also have a little bit more of a depth about, the kind of the science behind, in this case, side effects. And then both we were able to start this project, but we were also able to expand it even further with another organization called Lifeology. And what they do is they do these kind of comics and what they call courses, but longer form, more like 15 to 30 panel kind of click through comics on their website. And so for a number of these stickers, you can go to the linked website for this Lifeology where, for example, Sam was able to create a much longer in-depth cartoon with all of us, comic. And so people have an opportunity to get all this information however far they want to go. So far it's been a really successful project, but like we said, we plan on expanding it and also get it out to more pharmacies and also create more sticker designs. There's so much to sort out there in the medical world and things like that. So a little bit about the kind of opportunities that artists have. The side one here is actually from Ricky Vigil, another local Utah artist who we were able to work with. But first off, like Amanda said, there's the SciComm Make competition. It's a partnership between a academic research society called Sigma Xi and a science communication organization out of the Pacific Northwest called Science Talk. And we were in their inaugural competition for grant money. And they've already done another round that was COVID specific art projects. And they plan on doing about 2 a year. So you can go to their websites and follow them on social media to see where those next competitions occur. Also, Lifeology, as I mentioned, collaborated with us and helped expand our project. And they do actively hire artists on a regular basis for all of their projects that they do. So you can go to their website or contact page there on that email if you're interested in maybe being an artist and working with them on more medical and science communication projects. And then that's our website again, and you can reach out to me. That's my direct email, as I'm a professor of psychology at Salt Lake Community College. And then also you can reach out to us, just in general, me and Amanda both through the website. But yeah, that was our project in a nutshell. It was a fun learning experience as scientists for us to learn how to work with the artists and creating the best, comics we could. And yeah, with that, I think, Amanda, do you have anything else to add?
No, I think that's about it. But yeah, artists were vital to this project and helped us get some really important information out there that otherwise would just live in a world of confusion and frustration.
Yep, and we scientists are generally not good at conveying information, right? And artists, you convey visual information for a living, and then being able to learn so much from the artists was a treat.
Yep.
I do have
thank
a
you,
couple
everyone.
questions for you. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
A little bit of a lag. What is it like working with artists and having to, I guess, communicate with them in a more what you might call a right brain kind of way?
I'll do one little, for the sake of good science communication, and since I'm a professor of psychology, I know the left brain, right brain thing is a fun, or it's a useful, rule, figure of speech, but there's not really good evidence for it. So I just have to put that out there. Sorry, I have to go into professor mode for a second. Had I had an artist to work with, I could have probably conveyed it in a more, a better way. But no, I think, it was interesting trying to figure out how to get the information across. And like one thing that I realized I had to do is like learn how to like let go of a little bit of control, I guess, right? And like just let the artist, we could trust them to do good work, and they definitely did. Amanda, I don't know, you could probably give more information, a better answer.
Yeah, there's definitely a back and forth, kind of a little bit of a dance almost of, we have to figure out to start with what is the actual information, the important things that we want to get out there. And then it's how do you distill that information without losing the accuracy or the quality of the data? And then from that, how do you communicate that to an artist such that they're able to successfully help you communicate that information, because they need to understand it to a certain level as well. So it's definitely a lot of kind of back and forth of us trying to make sure we have the story right and the information right, and the artists make sure they're understanding it and interpreting it correctly so that your final piece is both visually engaging, fun, but still scientifically accurate.
Okay. That's fantastic. So when you were searching for artists, was there some kind of a curatorial process, some kind of a process whereby you said, this artist makes this kind of work, and I don't think that this would convey science in a particularly useful way. This artist, however, they seem to convey emotions very quickly or something. I'm just assuming what you might have thought about. But what was the curatorial process like, and how did you make those decisions?
I think by the time we were ready to look for artists to collaborate with, we kind of had an idea that the cartoon kind of comic strip approach was probably the way we wanted to go. So when we were kind of putting out a call for artists, we were kind of asking for people that could do that kind of style, right? And a couple of them had already had experience doing some similar types of art for the purpose of science communication. I think so. Like Sam and Ricky both did, and actually a number of them did. So that was actually helpful. They had already kind of been in this world a little bit. And then we just interviewed the people that were interested, and just kind of figured out, did they seem engaged and interested in doing it? We had a little bit of a short time frame to complete it, so that was also part of our decision making. Was, does the timeline work for them? Amanda, I don't know if you want to add.
Yeah, no, it's just the other thing for our particular project, it was really important for us to kind of judge which particular bit of information that we wanted to convey that they felt they kind of connected to the most, because we figured we would get the best final product instead of dictating who's going to do what, kind of putting out the feelers of who felt connected to which question that we tried to answer best. But again, as I mentioned earlier, just for the SciComm Make programs in general, there's all sorts of different art styles that were mixed into the projects. There was one that was a sculpture-based project. There was a lot of digital art, but definitely not limited. There was even, film and audio, the musicians.
Oh, that's
But
quite
for us
cool.
personally, it was the digital artists and who would connect with what information.
Yeah, and it was also a interesting competition in that we never met each other. Me and Amanda still have never physically been in the same space, and we both signed up for this, and we were paired in the competition to first get to pitch the idea, right? And so we pitched the idea, and we were one of the two winners of some funding, and then we were able to create the idea. So that was kind of a fun way of doing things, I guess.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much for sharing with us. I mean, I think we've kind of talked about this to some extent, but I mean, it's just the more we can integrate the arts into other social sectors and have it be a serious component of that, the better. So I think the fact that you're leading that charge is quite inspiring. So yeah, so for what it's worth, I appreciate it, but more importantly, I think other artists do too. So thank you again for coming up.
No, we appreciate you inviting us. Thank you.
Thank you.
And I will remember about the right brain, left brain thing.
Yeah.
I think I knew that, but I just, yeah. All right, so I should say that voting will be closing at 8 p.m., so that's coming up quite quickly. We do have a record number of voting, or rather votes coming in, so that's pretty exciting. But before the 8 p.m., I would like to now announce Reynolds Dominguez. She is a pencil artist, and she also happens to be a mentor from the new mentorship program, and I would say a founder of the mentorship program, or the founder of the mentorship program. How are you, Reynolds?
I'm doing well. Thank you, Michael. I just want to take a few moments of your time to announce the launch of a new program. This is a great learning opportunity. It will be called Artist to Artist Mentorship Program 2021 Connect. I've been working for the past several months alongside Michael Christensen and Pamela Robbins in developing this program, and it has been my honor. We are very aware that this type of program is not everyone's cup of tea. And to those of you who say no, thank you, I respect that and I honor you. However, there have been several individuals who have stated an interest or a need for just such a program. If you fall within this category, we say to you, you've been heard, and it is you that we are hoping to serve. This new program will launch in January of 2021 and will be offering workshops in portrait drawing, oil painting, acrylic fluid pour, and costume design. These groups will consist of 2 to 5 apprentices to 1 mentor and will last as long as required for the mentors to teach the skills that they have set as the goal. And the groups will gather at scheduled dates set by the individual mentors. If you've ever gone to a Connect event and seen a piece of artwork that has spoken to you and compelled you to want to include certain techniques into your skill set and use in your artwork, now you know that you have the possible opportunity to learn from a mentor, willing artist. If you see such a piece either in a brick and mortar gallery or in an online event, and there is a blue card next to the piece of work, that designates that this individual is a mentorship willing artist. If you're interested in becoming a mentor, you can contact either myself, Pamela Robbins, or Michael Christensen, and then we can steer you in the correct direction. If you are interested in applying as an apprentice, you can do the same. We truly feel that this can be a valuable opportunity for those that wish to learn, as well as those who wish to share their skills and knowledge. We're all very excited about this program, I know I am, to come into fruition. So I thank you all for watching, and I wish you all a very safe and happy holiday season.
Okay. So first of all, thank you very much for that, Reynolds. I'm very excited about that. Now, this last couple portion here, I'd like to kind of introduce my father. He has come out to every virtually every Connect event in the last 10 years when it was live, minus one, I believe. He's been an enormous support to me and artists throughout the years, and it was last night as I was preparing for today that I realized that I'd feel pretty bad if I didn't give him a second to offer some encouragement for artists, because he's been an extraordinary encouragement for me. And so, yeah, with that, Paul Christensen.
Let me add my thanks to all of you who've made this event possible. It's unusual for us not to come down to the gallery and mix and talk and see your art and enjoy meeting you. But this has been an incredible opportunity to see the work, hear the people who are presenting. I'd like to thank Derek, who has a great vision with the Arts Alliance and has spread the word of art around our state in an admirable way. And also Michael with Connect, which has provided artists for years to share their work and to get some feedback and to help. Now here in along the Wasatch Front, we're just coming out of an inversion. The clouds are starting to part and we can see the sun going down again. And right now, as you are all painfully aware, we're in an inversion worldwide. And the work that you're doing is helping us as we walk through that tunnel looking for the light at the end so that we can emerge and once again enjoy one another. So I would invite you to continue the great work that you do, to continue to share, to continue to bring your art, to make your art and share your art with us. And I'll add my voice along with those others who have mentioned to you that I hope you have a safe and a wonderful holiday season. Thank you very much, Mike. And thank you very much, all of those of you who have participated.
All right. Thank you very much for that. Okay, so now I'd like to put things back over to, that kind of worked out, put things over to Lindsay at the gallery, who's going to give our results on the Connect Cam. How's it going over there, Lindsay?
It's so good. We're having a lot of fun over here. Thank you. All right, so the year-long choice, the person that has won the most times throughout the year at Connect events is Garnet Wyatt. And that, yeah, come on over here. And that grant is $1,500. Have you ever gotten a grant before?
No.
That's exciting. Thank you. The public choice, who got the most votes tonight, is for $1,500, and it's Mo Williams. And Mo did a video for us today, so they're not here to talk. And then the $1,000 is the curator's choice, which is Bailey Hatcher. Who also did a video. And I just wanted to thank everyone who came and showed up tonight, everybody who is an artist and just following their dreams. And thank you everyone who has donated. And thank you everyone who has tuned into the live stream. I think this one is probably the most successful one we've done so far. I think that Connect is one of my favorite programs that we do at Utah Arts Alliance, and that's probably because it's based on the concept that we use our success to raise other people up and send the elevator back down. And I know just from my personal experience that the process of becoming an artist is the process of self-acceptance, and I think that the Connect community is a really beautiful and great place to do that. So if you're an artist and you just don't know how to get yourself out there, you should come to our Connect events. They're once a month. So thank you, everybody. Here's some of our artists.
Can hardly wait to get back there. Connect is a monthly program for emerging artists, and the goal of the program is to encourage artists to come out with new work, test new things out. It's been called kind of a potluck for artists. Connect kind of serves as a way for artists to see the work in person as they want to show it, and also have artists give one another feedback for what's working, what's not. There's also educational activities and lectures. It's an opportunity for artists to take themselves and their work a little bit more seriously. We've had artists who come out to the events and they just get like obviously better. We've had artists who started out with Connect, and now they're professional artists, they go to festivals. We've been doing this program since 2010. We currently hold 2 events per month, and it's free. Everyone in attendance votes for their favorite 3 pieces of art. The artist that receives top voting gets to display on our art wall, which is over there. Those artists who were top selected get to come back and compete in one final show, where we basically split $4,000 between 3 lucky artists. It's been enormously beneficial in terms of having an honest dialogue about what competition in the arts means. It's been really positive. Funding is an essential component of the program. One of the biggest things with funding is it helps on the logistics for the event. And then of course the funding goes to the artist grant that we award at the Connect Finals. If I could express anything, it would be just my general enthusiasm for the world if we can find great ways to foster the arts. Hopefully this is a positive tool for that end.